Welcome back to Saturday in the SEC. I'm your host, Jacob Hopkins. We got a couple barn burners to get into, so let's get right into the intro.
Night, bright lights, dogfight, bragging rights, underdogs, comebacks, armchair quarterbacks. Make the snap, make the play, make the catch, make him pay. Dedication, legacies, rivalries, dynasties. Rammer, jammer, roll tide, hook 'em horns, Texas fight, anchor down, go. Vandy, thumbs up, gig and Maggie's. Auburn Tigers, War Eagle, hotty toddy with the Rebels. Boomer, Sooner, call the Hogs. Tween the hedges, go Dogs. Wildcats, Big Blue, Tigers prowling, Mizzou, Hail State, Bulldogs, Rocky Top, go. Gators chop in the swamp, Carolina, go Cox, Death Valley, LSU, Tigers loose in Baton Rouge. Right here, right now is the place to be. Get your game face on. It's Saturday in the SEC.
We are officially through week 3. And before we go any further, I hope y'all like offense because we got a couple dog fights to go through. Speaking of dogs, the Georgia Bulldogs traveled to Knoxville, Tennessee to face the Volunteers. The last time Tennessee knocked off Georgia, that was in 2016, back when Obama was still in office. So after 8 years of heartbreak, the Vols do seem ready to knock off the Dogs. The 6th-ranked Bulldogs come into Neyland Stadium favored by 3.5 over the 15th-ranked Vols. But Rocky Top gets off to a quick start as Joey Aguilar punches it in. 7-0 Vols. Later in the quarter, Aguilar, the play fake. Touchdown Chris Brazzell. He has his second of the game. 3rd and 7. Georgia needs to respond. The screen pass to Zachariah Branch. In the clear. Touchdown Dogs. They cut the lead down to 7. We jump to the 3rd. Georgia on 3rd and goal. Touchdown Josh McCray. He gives the red and black their first lead of the game. Later in the quarter, Aguilar, the play action. Chris Brazzell, razzle dazzle. His 3rd of the game from 56 yards out. Georgia would reclaim the lead, but Aguilar finds Braylon Staley. Touchdown Vols from 32 yards out. 8.5 to go. Dogs need a touchdown. Gunnar Stockton drops back. Ball's out. Tennessee has it. Bryson Eason with the recovery. Tennessee would only get 3, but here's the game. 2.5 to go. 4th and 6. Stockton launching to the end zone. Caught! London Humphreys, touchdown Georgia. They will need to go for 2. Gotta have it. Stockton finds Zach Branch for the easy pitch and catch. Tie game. Tennessee would drive down the field with only 7 seconds remaining. Max Gilbert with a chance to hit the game winner. Nope, he missed it. We are going to overtime. The Vols would only get 3 in their first OT, but here come the Dogs at the goal line. Handoff Josh McCray. He is marked short, but after the review, he is in. The Dogs win the game of the year, 44-41. UGA stole this one from Tennessee, and I think Kirby Smart agrees.
I'm really proud of this team. Tennessee deserved to win this game. We didn't play our best game. I got a lot of respect for the way they played, but these kids I got, man, they never quit. They never quit. A lot of naysayers out there about Gunnar. I thought he played his tail off today. Didn't play real well defensively. Give Tennessee a lot of credit.
Tennessee put up 41 points against UGA, with 38 being in regulation. That's the most the Dogs have allowed since week 4 of last year in Tuscaloosa against Alabama. It should also be noted that since November of 2021, Tennessee has lost only 3 games at home. All 3 of those games are to Georgia. The Vols are 23-3 in that span. But hey, if Tennessee really wants to beat Georgia, maybe they shouldn't have hired Bobby from King of the Hill at head coach. The Texas A&M Aggies traveled up north to South Bend, Indiana to face the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. The Aggies are notorious for losing big games, so surely going on the road to last year's runner-ups would be no cakewalk. Texas A&M's last road win against a ranked opponent was in November of 2014, and that trend looks like it could continue as A&M would be forced to punt on their opening drive. It's blocked. Tay Johnson has it. Touchdown Irish, 7-0 early. Later in the quarter, the Aggies are deep in their own territory. Reed out of the pocket, caught by Mario Craver. He breaks a tackle from 3 different defenders. He's gone. Touchdown Texas A&M, 86 yards, tie game. We jump into the second quarter. Aggies down 10. Le'Veon Moss up the gut. Touchdown Aggies. We now move into the fourth quarter tied at 34. Jeremiah Love breaks the tackle. Touchdown Notre Dame. But on the PAT, Notre Dame looking to make sure it's a big lead, but they botch the snap and they cannot convert. The door is still open for the Aggies. 4th and goal now. A&M down to their last chance. Marcel Reed pump fakes. He finds his tight end in the end zone. Touchdown Aggies. They would convert the PAT and they would win by a final score of 41-40. A wise man once said, special teams, special plays, special players. And this game really did come down to special teams. Might I remind you, there were 2 pivotal moments on special teams, including a kick return for a touchdown that got called back. This game also came down to a special player like A&M's quarterback Marcel Reed. Throwing the game winner on 4th down with 13 seconds remaining is a special play on its own. I said it before the season started, and I will say it again. There will be no Vanderbilt slander on this channel. And with the Commodores heading east to Columbia to take on the South Carolina Gamecocks, they would be faced with their toughest opponent of the season. The Cox come into the week ranked 11th in the country, but they were hit with a roadblock early on. South Carolina's Heisman hopeful QB, Lenora Sellers, went down in the second quarter when the score was only 14-7 Vandy. He was looking good, too, after completing 6 out of 7 passes. He suffered a concussion, but he will still play his next game. From that point on, the game was all Vandy as they outscored the Gamecocks 24-0 in the second half. Vanderbilt is now ranked in the top 25 for only the 3rd time in the last 10 years. So I think that I speak for most SEC fans when I say this. Anchor down and go Vandy. As the saying goes, one man's trash is another man's treasure. And the same can be said for Auburn Tigers starting quarterback Jackson Arnold. Arnold spent last season with the Tigers' Week 4 matchup, the Oklahoma Sooners. But it seems Sooner Nation has moved on. Their new quarterback, John Mateer, is leading the current Heisman race with over 1,000 total yards and 8 total touchdowns. Mateer has led the Sooners to the number 11 spot in the country, which includes a ranked win over Michigan. Auburn versus Oklahoma is the only ranked-on-ranked matchup in the SEC this week, so many SEC fans will have their eyes on this one. But me personally, I fully expect the Sooners to demonstrate why they don't need Jackson Arnold anymore. Oklahoma will blow out Auburn. And now, welcome to this week's installment of What If Football. So for this week, what if football made all ranked-on-ranked games mandatory night games? Think about it. The biggest game for a lot of teams, like all season, is at noon or at 3:30. Think about how cool it would be to have a night game with like a number 1 versus number 2 team. Later on in the year, Ohio State will be hosting Penn State. That game is at noon. That will most likely be a number 1 versus number 2 matchup. To open up the season, we had Ohio State versus Texas, number 1 versus number 3. That game was at noon. That is the biggest game of Texas's season all year long. A potential game of the year, Georgia versus Tennessee, this past weekend. It was at 3:30. I don't know if you count that as a night game. I personally don't, because that is absolutely an afternoon game to me. But long story short, what if football made ranked-on-ranked games mandatory night games? And now, time for the Saturday in the SEC parlay. So let's kick things off with Tulane plus 13.5 over Ole Miss. Yes, I realize Ole Miss is an SEC school. Yes, I realize the game is in Oxford, Mississippi. But Tulane has an elite defense that held a Power 4 Northwestern team to only 3 points. And to top it all off, Tulane has a proven quarterback in Jake Retzloff, the transfer from BYU. So now, moving on. We have Oklahoma -7. Like I said, Oklahoma is going to blow out Auburn. Auburn has not played anyone good this season, and Oklahoma has. They have a quality ranked win over Michigan earlier this year. And then, last but not least, we have Illinois +6.5. Yes, we are leaving the SEC real quick, but Illinois +6.5 over Indiana. Indiana has played nobody. They've played two of the worst teams in the country, one of which being Kent State, who's known for not winning games, and then another team that they played was an FCS school. Then you have Illinois, who is coming off of a very, very good bowl win, and Luke Altmaier is continuing to propel himself into the Heisman conversation at quarterback. So the odds on the parlay are +575. So if you put down $100, you would profit $575. Well, that's all I've got time for week 4, guys. If you like what you saw, be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, leave a comment down below. You can also catch me on other platforms such as TikTok. You can catch me on Instagram or even X, where you can get live game day updates from me crashing out about a Georgia game or just some random game in general. But with that being said, once again, my name is Jacob Hopkins, and remember, it just means more.